What's up, YTPC? This is DSG Pipe Smoker with another pipe smoking video. I've got my hand-shaped pipe, some HH Bold Kentucky in it, and I've got some decaf coffee. Doing this in the shed today because while the weather did warm up 50 degrees since last week, the wind is back. So, I'm recording this in the shed with some shelter. I figured that since it was warm enough for the camera, might as well give you guys an update on what I've been up to. As well as do a VR to a subscriber that I've been trying to reply to, but YouTube won't let me reply on the comment, and I don't know why. Which is weird because I've been able to comment on basically all my other comments. So I've been able to reply to those, but for some reason I haven't been able to reply to this one. The subscriber's name is Shane Spencer. Says he has a hard time keeping the tobacco lit. He's tried basically stuffing it in his pipe. I'm assuming using the fold and stuff method. And he's got pretty good hopes for, figuring it out, because he noticed that I did quite a few relights with the tobacco, which is true. I generally do more relights with a tobacco when I'm talking in front of a camera. I'll address that right now, actually, before I get into the other two. I don't have the talent or the I don't want to say the ability, because that's probably not entirely true. I don't know how to smoke a pipe, clench it, and talk at the same time. I just haven't figured that out yet. A good person to check out, as an example for what I'm talking about, is Northwest Pipe Smoker. That guy can do an entire 10-15 minute video with a pipe in his mouth the whole time, talk absolutely normally, and smoke the thing. It's really cool to watch, actually. But as for the other two issues that he's having, he's probably having issues because, first of all, the tobacco comes a little bit more moist than usual. That's typical of pressed tobaccos, especially flakes. It's not true for all flakes, but it's not unheard of. And Orlik Dark Strong is definitely a little bit more on the moist side. I would recommend breaking it up and letting it dry out. There's no harm in doing that if that's what's going to make it smoke better. Additionally, I can understand that, having a tobacco that's too wet to smoke to begin with can be kind of frustrating. But relighting a pipe is basically part of pipe smoking. It's the thing that separates it, or one of the major things that separates it from cigar smoking, is if the pipe goes out, you can relight it. But like I said, I understand how a tobacco that's too wet can make it kind of ridiculous in terms of trying to relight it. For example, all of the reviews and videos, articles, comments concerning the Frog-Morton blends, of which I have tried two, the original and Cellar, they all pretty much say that, yeah, you could just throw it in your pipe and it lights really easily and it smokes really well. And I took their word for it. I just threw it in my pipe, and I tried to light it. Barely lit to start with, had almost no flavor to it, and it was a pain in the ass to keep lit. On top of that, about halfway through, I couldn't keep it lit at all. So what I had to do was break it up a little bit more, let it dry out for about 5 to 10 minutes, maybe even 15 if it was going in a taller bowl or a larger bowl. And then smoke it that way. And when I did, it was like smoking a completely different tobacco. It was really, really good. And it smoked absolutely perfect. So if you have to do that with Orlik Dark Strong Kentucky, I'm not saying you can't fold and stuff it. There are people who do that. And it is true that with Orlik Dark Strong Kentucky, you will get more of the, what's it called? More of the casing notes. That they added to the tobacco. You'll get more of those flavors the wetter it is. And the drier it is, the more you'll get more of the base tobaccos. But no harm and no shame in letting it dry out. I hope that helps, Shane. Sorry I couldn't comment or reply to your comment earlier. And I do understand where you're coming from. Like I said, I hope it helps, though. I hope my advice helps. As for the second part of this video, getting you guys caught up on my goings on. So, my heater's been out for the last couple of years, and I'm not an HVAC person. I don't... if it has anything to do with electricity or natural gas, I don't touch it. But a buddy of mine is a retired HVAC technician, I guess. He used to work for an HVAC company doing heating and air conditioning commercially. And I told him all the problems that I was having with this heater. I told him it was a really, really old heater, which it is. It's like 40 years old. And he said to remove the thermostat. He said remove the thermostat, take the two wires that are connected to the thermostat and put them together. And I did. And now it runs way hotter than I have ever seen it run. And I've been living in that cabin for quite some time. Oh, about... when did I move into that cabin? Shortly after high school. So it would have been like 2009, somewhere in there. It was just roaring. And it took the temperature going down to like minus 20, minus 25 before it felt like room temperature. So I have to get a new thermostat. Also, like I said, about a week ago the temperature dropped down and we had one of our little cold spells. When we get these cold spells, it gets down to about minus 20 to minus 30, which it did. Unlike any other year, though, this one only lasted a few days. We are having a normal winter, though. It's just this first cold spell only lasted a few days. which is good. My pipes ended up freezing, so what I did was plugged in some electric heaters, uh, shut all the windows, which was something I actually had to do for the first time ever in that cabin because of how hot the heater was running. And come to find out that none of the pipes inside of the cabin, whether it's inside the walls or exposed but still inside the cabin, are frozen. So it's something that's outside, and I think what it is, there's a pipe that goes from underground into a well, or into a water pump, and that goes up into my kitchen cabinet. And that's probably the pipe that's frozen. So I have to find a way to get under my cabin and heat it. And I haven't done that yet. Just something I need to do because I'm still without running water. Relying on the shop running water to take a shower and do dishes and stuff like that. I don't know why I can't get a pipe cleaner through this pipe. Yeah, screw it. Anyway. So that was last week, and then last weekend, oh actually, so like, what did I try to do? I tried to record a weekend pipe chat a couple days ago on Sunday, this being recorded, you know, Tuesday night, way early in the morning, Wednesday, and it had warmed up to about 10 degrees above zero, and the camera just wasn't cooperating. Kept freezing, and battery kept dying, camera kept shutting off, so I had a difficult time getting any kind of content together. Also, while I'm at it, Lunchy83 recommended plugging it in while it was out in the cold, and that's something I'm going to do. What I need to do is replace the, I think it's a port, but the section of the phone that plugs into a charging cord, so you can plug that into a wall or into the cigarette lighter of your car. I need to replace that because every time I try to put a charging cord in my phone, even if it's a licensed iPhone cord, the phone doesn't want to accept it, so I have to like jiggle it, and then I have to rest the phone and the cord on something, and then put something weighted on it. So it's going to be a while before I could do that. There is some good news in all of this, though. Work is starting to pick up again. We're starting to get more jobs. It's not exactly bustling at the shop, but at least we're not dead. At least we didn't go a single day without a single customer. So it's been picking up, which is a good sign. Usually our slow sign, or our slow time of year is February and a little bit into March. At least this year, it's looking like it was January. We were really dead January. But we've got some jobs lined up for tomorrow that couldn't be made today. because we had a couple of big jobs today. So it's good. The review on Penzance will come this weekend. Apparently, Berg sent me more of the Penzance than I thought he did. That Penzance actually goes quite a long ways. So, can actually try it in different chamber dimensions, which is good. I apologize about all the sniffling too. Nose is a little bit runny. I'm not getting sick or anything, it's just because I'm out in the cold. I don't know why it is, but, generally when you're out in the cold, nose tends to run. Well, anyway, guys, I'm going to continue to enjoy this Bowl to Kentucky. Hope you guys are having a great week. This has been DSG Pipe Smoker with another pipe smoking video. You guys have a good day.